While we just heard that radiation plays a key role in surgical optimization, there are also efforts to pinpoint ways to reduce the amount of radiation therapy given to patients. Dr. Stover, you're also involved in a very exciting study designed to safely reduce radiation treatment for estrogen receptor positive breast cancer patients. So tell us, what do patients need to know?
You're exactly right, Victoria. We know that some patients with small lymph node negative, estrogen positive, and HER2 negative breast cancers have excellent outcomes. In fact, the majority of patients have excellent outcomes. But the question has come forward whether some of those patients actually may not require radiation in addition to effective anti-estrogen therapy, a daily pill that's standard of care for these patients. The DEBRA study, which is ongoing and enrolling patients, identifies those that have small lymph node negative, estrogen positive breast cancers, and their tumor has undergone an additional molecular test that identifies it as low risk, that it doesn't have features of high-risk cancers. And patients are then randomized to either receive radiation and their standard endocrine therapy or endocrine therapy alone, with the investigation of whether we can use the combination of small tumors that are lymph node negative, but also this molecular test with good anti-estrogen therapy to potentially avoid radiation in some patients. And I think this idea that we could potentially omit radiation in some patients is something that would have shocked us 20 or 30 years ago. But as we're really trying to find the right amount of treatment, but not any more and not any less for our patients, this is an important question as we get into this era in breast cancer management.
Dr. Wolf, do you want to weigh in on this new development?
I think it is fascinating that we are really moving into what many would call the Goldilocks era of oncology care. Is like the right temperature, not too hot, not too cold, and really to find out what is the treatment that that individual patient needs. And it is a combination of traditional, what we call anatomic parameters, what the pathologist could measure, tumor size, how many lymph nodes, etc., but really understanding the biology of the disease, going beyond traditional phenotypes, as we call them, estrogen receptor positive, triple negative, HER2 positive, but refining that even more. We are all specialists in our individual instruments, but we need to understand how everything plays well together so that we can ultimately deliver for patients the best care they need at that moment, and hopefully perhaps even participating in a clinical trial. Even though breast cancer, there's no such thing as, it's incredibly stressful for patients and loved ones, but all of us working with patients and researching these issues, we could not be more excited to be where we are today, where treatments continue to improve and outcomes continue to improve.
That was a fantastic final word. I think we're going to be using the term Goldilocks as the goal for treatment experience. I'm going to take that from you, Dr. Wolf, and use that. What patient doesn't want to know that there is a team behind them striving for that Goldilocks experience where everything is just right? What a goal to have. I want to thank you both so much for being here with me today. It is so inspiring to hear about all the ways researchers like you are leading the way in precision medicine, truly tailoring each aspect of treatment to each and every individual patient. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in at home. At Susan G. Komen, research is a priority in the fight against breast cancer, and we've invested more than $1 billion toward these breakthroughs. So head over to the Breast Cancer Breakthroughs webpage, where we've linked below, and you can sign up for updates about future episodes. And we look forward to sharing more exciting advances in breast cancer research with you.